Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now. So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Something custom can't console that but console fairly now. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started.
Yo, let's get it started. Indeed. Da-da-da-dee-dee, da-da-da-dee-doo. Let me get this up. All right. Live now on the old YouTube machine. Welcome to Wanna Bet. We appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm Jason. That's Ben. We are Wanna Bet. Every day, 7 days a week, year-round, pretty much, except for the odd vacation day when somebody's at the beach without an internet connection or, that's pretty much it. Or somebody's traveling like on a cruise or something with no internet connection. Then we're doing this. We'll be doing this Thanksgiving because you'll be betting Thanksgiving and we'll be betting Thanksgiving. We try to give you the best lines, best plays we possibly can. First, second, third down, three favorite plays since yesterday's show. Fourth down could be fourth and long, long-term bet, future, long shot bet, or fourth and short, something to get you paid quickly in a game. First quarter, first half, maybe today, first 30 minutes of that Man U match at Old Trafford, perhaps. Overtime, it's football and football season. We give you football parlays every day. And Beltway Ben, I got to bite the lobster. I haven't bit the lobster the last couple of days, and maybe that's why everything's gone scheisse. Maybe that's why I've been such an ashlock. You've got to shock the monkey and bite the lobster. Come on, Lobby. He's good. Need some butter. Yeah, NFL, not great. NFL Sundays, NFL primetime windows are great. NFL Sundays, scheisse. But wait, Ben, I knew we were in trouble in the morning. I tell you, I can usually tell by the Premiership result how it's going to go. When Tottenham decide not to play like a derby match, a North London derby, and they give up 4 goals to an Arsenal squad that's like minus their 3 of their top 5 attacking options, like that under 5, like go look at the history of those games. You don't get a lot of 5-goal games in the Prem between Arsenal and Tottenham, but we got one. Could have really used a McBride touchdown. I mean, look, we were all over Brissett and McBride. Told you to jump them a bunch of different ways. Brissett will shred them throwing to McBride. It happened. We really needed a touchdown. He catches, 9 to 10 targets for 80-some yards. Brissett goes over 300. But we couldn't get the tutty. A Bijan tutty would have been nice. Yeah. I suck right now. But wait, Ben. I suck. I should say I suck in NFL Sundays. Like I do.
Yeah.
I do. 3 more points from the Chiefs or whatever would have been nice. Yeah.
I had a fine day. We finished up 2 units, right around 2 units. Our first 3 downs from yesterday didn't do well. Our David Montgomery 2 plays from the day before didn't do well. But outside of that, we had a really good day. We gave out a Doomsday. We split on A.D. Mitchell. We took his receptions and his receiving yards. 1 more reception would have cashed us there. We hit the big parlay. I told you guys I like the Cowboys a lot. I like the Cowboys plus 3.5 early in the week. I like them on the money line. And they finished off that parlay, which the Chiefs, I thought, was going to be the loss of there. Chiefs stormed back into that game, win it. And then we also cashed the SGA 35-plus points. I told you guys I thought he'd do it in 3 quarters. He didn't play the 4th quarter. He did it in just 3 quarters, so it was good to see.
Sweet. All right. Well, these primetime windows have been very fruitful for us. We hope they've been fruitful for you. As always, we thank you for tuning in. We are still awaiting the arrival of the illustrious laptop, don't we, Ben? The laptop that's going to change our lives. That's going to allow us to get back to on the new format with the new graphics, being able to be live on my Twitter and on YouTube at the same time. Will it expedite how quickly the Spotify and the Apple Bottoms people put our stuff up, or it doesn't have anything to do with that? We'll try to fix this, make this a little better here.
They think. We'll see. I'm not sure.
Possibly,
yeah.
Es posible?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's get to this game. I'm on both quarterbacks here a couple different ways. Right? I'm not forgetting anything. I mean, that's everything, right?
Yeah. No.
Brock Purdy over 7.5 rushing yards, minus 115. This is 9.5 in some places. Actually, I did write down because I found it at 7.5 at MGM still, as of 45 minutes ago, before I took the dogs for a walk. Probably at this point, I'll be honest, probably an hour ago. It was also at Hard Rock. I don't have access to Hard Rock, but it was also at Hard Rock at 7.5. Most places have taken it up to 9.5. Full disclosure, I played it over the weekend at 8.5. I like it even more right now at 7.5 because it's not really juiced at 115. Look, he started scrambling more last year. One of the things you talked to opposing scouts about Purdy last year, and why was he starting to his production diminish? A lot of people told me he was moving his eyes too quickly, and he's looking to scramble too quickly. And then you went in True Media and looked at the numbers, and damn, they're right. He's healthier now than he's been in a long time. He got he got sort of right all the rust off in the last game. He's run for 11 yards or more in 16 of his last 18 games. Like, he pretty much always does it at home. I think he's going to be under a little bit of pressure tonight from a Carolina team that can get after the quarterback a little bit, at least league average wise. And I don't really love San Francisco's offensive line. There's a lot of pressure on Purdy. He's basically stepping back into must-win situations, and it's just a really low number for me. Kneel downs, can that work against you? It certainly can. I'm not totally convinced San Francisco's even winning this game, and I do think this kid will take off and have a run of 10 yards or more by itself. So we're on Purdy over 7.5 rushing yards. Wouldn't surprise me if we ended up with like 22 to 25 rushing yards in this game.
I'm going to go with a wide receiver prop here. We're going to go with Jalen Coker over 28.5 receiving yards at minus 110. Heading into the season, I was very bought in. I was buying the hype with Jalen Coker, undrafted free agent last year, had a fine year, turned it on towards the end of the season. And then this year, randomly starts the season on the IR with a quad injury that nobody had really heard about before the season. Now, it took him a little bit of time to get going, but his role has grown every single week in the offense. And we're seeing like wide receivers haven't had a ton of big weeks. Like Ted McMillan has been the go-to guy, but Bryce Young really hasn't thrown the football as much as you would expect. And a lot of that is because they're up in some of these games against lesser opponents. Like, don't look now, but the Panthers are right in the playoff race. I think tonight, yeah, they're above 500. And again, when you're not playing from behind as much.
They can win the division, dude.
Yes. Yeah. No, 100%. You're 100. And now what's going on with Bridgewater? Is that going to be the starter in Tampa for a while? I don't know. But no, wide receivers haven't done enough because they haven't had to throw the football enough. And I think tonight against the 49ers, they're going to have to. Last week, Coker ran 39 routes, which was the second most behind Ted McMillan, the first-round pick. San Francisco has really struggled against slot wide receivers. Coker is just that. He's over this twice this season. When he runs a ton of routes, like he did last week, he goes over. Went over last week, and he looked good, really good, and Bryce Young trusts him throwing the football. Now, not a lot of people are familiar with his game, again, because he was an undrafted free agent from Holy Cross, so nobody really pays much attention to. I like Coker to have a strong night. He can do this with just one catch. We've seen the big plays with him. He's good after the catch. A lot of things he does well. I like Jalen Coker over 28.5 receiving yards at minus 110.
Believe it or not, Beltway Ben, back in the day, Holy Cross had a two-way player, Gordy Lockbaum, who was a legit Heisman candidate. This was like a thing. Like, I swear. Like, I don't remember where he finished in it, but I think he was at the, whatever it is, the Manhattan Athletic Club or wherever they do it. Like, I think he finished high enough that, like, he got invited to the ceremony. I'm pretty sure it was Holy Cross. Gordy Lockbaum, I want to say, was his name. He was a two-way player, and it was just a weird time in college sports. And
are they FCS? I swear to
God,
they're FCS now.
This was I think they were just, back then it was just Division II.
Right.
I think there was a Division II. I don't think he was Division III. I think he was Division II.
Gordy.
Now, I wasn't betting on this then because I don't know. I want to say this was early 80s. Like, I want to say I was 10, maybe. If I was 12, there's a good chance I was betting on stuff. I just probably wasn't betting on Heisman futures.
84
But
to
was I
88.
making little bets with my friends?
84 to 88. He was at Holy Cross, and he was a Heisman candidate. Yeah.
There you go. Gordy Lockbaum. Don't say we never did anything for you. Gordy Lockbaum and Billy Squire. There we go. Early 80s references. Although this is kind of technically more mid-80s. All right. You led me where I wanted to go, Beltway Ben, and you didn't even know it because you didn't have my picks until an hour ago. Although you might be getting them sooner because we might have to workshop some stuff again. Bryce Young. We're going to an alt market. Over 220 or more passing yards, plus 123. Am I also on this at plus 225? 225 plus at 147, I am. But for these purposes, let's go with this one here. San Francisco's pass defense sucks. They have no pass rush. They get no pressure. If you run the splits on Bryce Young with pressure and not pressured, they're not as dramatic as you would think. So that doesn't even really matter to me as much as teams are selling out to take Dowdle away, which is fine. San Francisco will do the same thing. You could always throw to running backs against Robert Saleh's defense like crazy. It wouldn't shock me if Chuba Hubbard has a game here. They will run bubble screens, and they might run some screens out of the backfield for Tet, who I think goes over 70 receiving yards in this game. And I think Bryce Young's going to find some joy. Beltway Ben, since week 5, the San Francisco 49ers have played 7 football games. They've allowed 2,080 passing yards. It's almost 300 a game. 108.4 QB rating since week 5 allowed. 30th in the NFL. 71% completions. 30th in the NFL. 16 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. They finally, almost went a calendar year without getting a pick. They do have 3 the last couple weeks. That TD to interception ratio is 30th in the NFL. They've allowed 2 or more passing touchdowns in 6 of the last 7. They've allowed 230 or more passing yards in 6 of the last 7. Bryce Young's coming off a career game. They've got a path to the division there. I know it's on the road. I know it's prime time. But I think even high percentage passes, getting a lot of yak against the defense that since Warner went down doesn't do the job in the second level or the third level, I don't think it's got to be bombs away for him to get us here. I think there will be volume in it because, again, I don't think they're going to let Rico Dowdle destroy them. And nobody's done that the last couple of weeks. That might even lead to a little more Hubbard, which opened things up in the screen game, which is passes. And look, I also like a half unit, choppy, RIP. We miss you, brother. I have a half unit on Bryce Young to throw for 250 yards tonight and to throw 2 passing touchdowns. That is plus 380. I don't buy much about San Francisco's defense. And I do think Dave Canales, who I pooped on quite a bit, has done a really nice job with Bryce Young. And look, am I a bit of a Panthers truther? Yeah. I wrote a piece this summer saying Bryce Young's better than you think, and the Panthers are not going to be in the market for a quarterback next year. And I really like the Panthers over their alt win total 7.5. So maybe I'm just smart on the Panthers, or maybe I'm wearing rose-colored glasses. But I'm going to bite the lobster on this one. Come on, Bryce. You got it in you, baby.
I'm going to tail the first play. 220 plus. If he goes over, his regular number is 201.5. If he's going to go over that, I think
which is climbing. Yeah, right. I played it at 187 on Saturday.
Yeah.
And that was not playing it down. That was like where 365 had it.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm going to tail you on that play, the plus money. I do like that a lot. Here for second down, though, we're going to go with another pass catcher for Bryce Young, and we're going to take Rico Dowdle over 17.5 receiving yards.
I like it.
The more you look at this matchup, I couldn't get away from it. Running backs against the 49ers are averaging 50-plus receiving yards per game since week 5. That is the second most in the NFL. And you look at some of these guys, right? Bam Knight, Michael Carter, DeMercado combined 11 receptions for 55 yards. Singletary and Tracy, 5 receptions for 27. Woody Marks and Nick Chubb, 6 for 62. Guys are having success here. And will Hubbard take a few snaps here or there? Yeah, maybe. But this is a good run defense, and Rico Dowdle has been one of the big reasons this offense has been able to figure itself out. The 49ers are allowing a ton of receptions underneath, the most in the NFL. 2 running backs, so there will be a lot of opportunity for Rico Dowdle to get out in open space and make a play. They're a good tackling defense, but Rico Dowdle has just been a dog all season. We know that when you have Hubbard go down, and you usually don't lose your job with an injury, And they tried not to make it seem that way. But I mean, Dowdle's just been so good. He's got to be on the football field. He was over this last week. I think they want to keep him involved here. So we're going to play him over 17.5 receiving yards. And then we're also going to do a parlay here. I liked him over 2.5 receptions, but didn't like the juice. So we're adding in Christian McCaffrey here for 3+ receptions. Both running backs, both RB1s in tonight's matchup. Rico Dowdle 3+, Christian McCaffrey 3+ receptions, -130. Christian McCaffrey's done this in every single game, regardless if it's been Purdy or Mac Jones. Rico Dowdle, and again, like this is a guy who tonight I'm expecting a lot from. He hasn't caught 3+ passes in all of his games this year, but against teams that struggle against running backs in the passing game, he's had success, and tonight is going to be one of those matchups. I think there'll be some easy throws underneath for Bryce Young. 3+ receptions for him and McCaffrey, -130.
I'm trying to see. I wonder what Hubbard's long reception is. Like, they don't have it up yet at DraftKings. Let's see if my boys at 365 have it. Because the more I think about this, we workshop things here sometimes. Beltway Ben, the running back thing goes beyond week 5. I used to play opposing running backs over their receptions and receiving numbers against the alleged peak of Salah's allegedly great defense with the Jets. Like, it's been baked into the cake forever. Like, I'm all right. Let's see if they've got doubt. Now I'm at 365. Let's see what they've got. If they've got at least, they don't have Hubbard, because he's going to get frustrated. Bryce Young's going to pick him apart a little bit, and then he's going to go all aggro macho, and he's going to blitz more than he should. And I'm telling you, there's going to be like that Ty Johnson 50-yard screen. Like, it's going to be one of those Buffalo kind of design screens. He's going to check it down to one of these running backs, and watch. They're going to have a play. They're going to have a reception over 30 yards to one of these two. They don't have it up for Hubbard. Okay, that's something to watch. And I'll remind me maybe, Ben, if you can, during our show. Right? We're going to see if this populates, and I'll put it on Twitter. You can get a Dowdle long reception plus 350, 20 yards. Dowdle to have a reception of 20 yards or more plus 350. I want to see what it is for Hubbard. I could see it happening in a 2-minute drill situation, and Salah going for the kill shot, and Hubbard taking a 30 or 40 or 50-yard screen to the house. Watch. I haven't played it yet because I can't find it anywhere. But workshop. I think we should have like workshop music.
Yeah, well, once the new computer comes, we might be able to.
Would that be a hard thing to have?
Probably.
From a technical standpoint?
Yeah.
You could have little like we could have a workshop theme, and you press it. It's like, we're workshopping with Jason and Ben. Figuring out
sure.
bets right on the fly. Huh?
Would
Would it be easy or hard?
I don't know.
Huh?
I genuinely have no idea. I'm not fully sure how it would work when we have it in here. If we would talk over it, how that would go. But
I think it would be like a theme. It'd be like a second theme. There, like let's say it was a JPEG or something.
I know what you're saying, but I'm
a wave file or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. I'm just telling you, I don't know how it would go. I mean, it would probably have to be. Yeah, we probably could figure it out. I don't know.
Anywho, moment of inspiration.
Definitely.
Okay, third down.
Yep.
Let's take the Nuggets to win by 8 points tonight, and the Joker to have a triple-double against the lowly Memphis Grizzlies. Look, Memphis against top 15 teams in the NBA this year. I'm not even talking top 5 team like the Nuggets. Memphis against top 15 teams, Beltway Ben. 0-11. All of those losses are by at least 9 points. They are 1-10 against the spread against top 15 teams. They failed to cover all 10 of those ATS situations against top 15 teams. They failed to cover them all by at least 3.5 points. Look, I know Gordon's out. Everything I've read leads me to believe Joker is playing in this game. Memphis, you got the Ja situation, right? You've got Pippen who's out. You got Klay Thompson calling out Ja, who didn't even play in the game, calling out Ja from the bench for talking trash. I just think this is a smash spot for the Nuggets. Here's what the Joker's done against bad teams this year. Joker against teams that are in the bottom 5 of the NBA in either conference, Ben, except for Sacramento, because Sacramento kind of plays them tough. Sacramento actually beat them once, and he doesn't do against Sacramento what he does against other teams. So here's him against bottom 5 teams other than Sacramento. Against the Pelicans, 28, 11, and 12. Against the Clippers, 55, 12, and 6. Against the Pacers, 32, 14, and 14. Against the Pels, 21, 10, and 12. Against Portland, 21, 14, and 9. That's a triple-double. They're damn close. We saw him have a triple-double basically in the first half recently. Do I think the Nuggets blow this wide open after 3 quarters? I mean, they might, but I also think Joker could have his triple-double by then. He's gone a couple of days without one, which means he's probably ripe for one. And the Nuggets have been really good covering against lesser teams in the NBA, except for the Kings. And I'm making a little bit of exception for the Kings because they play each other a lot, and the Kings tend to keep those games closer than you'd think. So there we go. Plus 192 for the Spotifyers and the Apple Bottoms. We also like the Pistons to win by 10 tonight against the Pacers. Just a standard minus 9.5, minus 110 kind of thing. That's everywhere. Pistons have won 12 in a row. They've covered 10 of those 12. They beat Indiana by 15 earlier this season. The Pacers have lost 8 of their last 10. They have 7 straight Pacers losses have been by double digits. I think the Pistons could play a B game and still cover this. I just like everything of what I'm seeing about the Pistons. It is still a rivalry type game. And the Pacers are kind of waving the white flag. They kind of know that it's all about a top pick, and they seem to be pretty much okay with that. So at some point in this game, the Pistons are going to have a 20-point lead, and I think they're able to keep at least half of that and win by double digits here.
I'm going to go to college basketball. Feast week starts today, and I couldn't stay away from everything. So here we're going to take Creighton's team total down to 74.5, and we're going to play them over 74.5. And we're also going to take NC State on the money line, parlay those two together to get us to minus 117. Listen, NC State should have no issues with Seton Hall. I know Seton Hall hasn't lost yet, and they did a fine job in the portal. They're not a good enough team to compete with what NC State brought in. Will Wade, great coach. It's the off-the-court stuff that has always bit him, the cheating or whatever you want to call it. When he cheats, he gets in big trouble. When Duke and the Blue Bloods cheat, it is what it is. Let's turn our head. That's just what it is, and that's just kind of how it goes. Will Wade will find a way to beat Seton Hall today. And now Creighton. I like Creighton plus 3.5. You can take that down as an official play, minus 110 against Baylor today. With Bodo out, their defense just hasn't been as good as it will be. The big transfer they got from High Point, the center. I just don't know that I can put any stock into Baylor right now. And I know they're playing fine basketball. They look good in that matchup with Mississippi State. And Creighton just looked horrendous against Gonzaga. It was ugly. At halftime, it was somewhat close. In the second half, Gonzaga went on like a 25-0 run and just blew them out of the waters. I think Creighton is going to bounce back here. A few transfers are still trying to find their footing. You have Dix, you have Freeman, those guys. Harper, who comes from Howard, he's from the area. I wanted Maryland to go after him. They don't. Creighton ends up getting him, and he's a great scorer, but we haven't really seen enough of him yet. So I do think the transfers will get more comfortable. This is, the neutral court game. It could go either way. Creighton's fan base always travels pretty well. I like Creighton to cover the 3.5. And then for this parlay here, I like Creighton's team total over 74.5 and NC State on the money line at minus 117.
Nice. Yeah, I'll be on some college hoops tomorrow. I didn't have anything that broke through for me today, but there is an under that I'm waiting to jump when it populates. If it populates around where I think it's going to populate. And it will. Fourth down. It is a fourth and short for me, Beltway Ben. We've got a Monday night special in the Premiership. The Toffees of Everton travel to mighty Old Trafford to face the Red Devils of Man U, who have been in great form and who, frankly, we need to stay in great form because I hope you jumped on with us. Liverpool plus 250 to finish outside the top 4. Why do I bring that up now? Because we need Man U to stay ahead of them. We need Chelsea to stay ahead of them. We need Arsenal to stay ahead of them. We need City to stay ahead of them. How about the Liverputians? 3-0 at home. 3-0 at Anfield. To Nottingham Forest? Ooh-wee. Oh. So, yeah, we like the Red Devils here today. We like them a couple different ways. Man U to have a lead after 30 minutes. Man U have played 5 times in the Prem, Beltway Bend, at Old Trafford. They scored 4 times in the first 30 minutes of those matches. Now, they have conceded once early. It was early in the year when they were trying to figure some things out before they got their attack nailed down. And when, frankly, they look like they might be doing what Liverpool's doing right now, flirting with finishing outside the top 4. And I'm not totally sold that Man U does finish inside the top 4. But I like them at home off international break healthy against the Toffees. What happens when Everton go on the road? Well, they've conceded 3 times in 5 road matches within the first 30 minutes. Plus 200, I like it. They're going to be fired up at Old Trafford. The Devils are in good form, and everybody's looking at the table saying this is an opportunity with the schedule getting really compact and heavy around the holidays, right? And Man U not having to worry about Champions League the way some of these other sides are, like Liverpool. I think we're probably going to be on Man U, especially at home here, for a little bit moving forward. So Spotify's Apple Bottoms, Man U to lead after 30 minutes, plus 200. We also are on Man U half full plus 187 to lead at the half and to win the match. Again, they're scoring early in matches. If that happens, Everton's in trouble. Man U in the first half this season in the Premiership, home or road, they've been leading 7 times. They've tied once, and they have trailed at the half 3 times. But still, up in 7 out of 10 matches. I'll take that. 11 goals scored, just 4 conceded. That's the second best goal differential in the Prem in the first half. What happens in the first half when they're at Old Trafford? In those 5 matches, they've led 4 of those 5 at the half. 7 goals produced, just 1 conceded. We likey. How about when the Toffees go on the road? Yeah, they've been behind at the half 3 times. They've had the lead at the half once. They've been draw at the half once. -3 first half goal differential on the road. Man U's been scoring 2+ with regularity. They've been scoring in the first half with regularity. We just find that to be strong value for the Devils. So Man U to lead at the half and win the match. Plus 187. That is a 3 p.m. Eastern kickoff on the old USA Network. Will we have it on in the studio at 105.7 The Fan in Baltimore? Damn right. And Beltway Bend, I feel like the middle TV. Is the way to go.
Yeah,
I feel like things go better. I feel like things go better when it's on the middle TV.
There'll be a lot going on today with college basketball starting at 11. Kind of crazy. Very good day for sports. But no, CeeDee Lamb, we're looking ahead. I told you guys, we talked to a commenter the other day for people traveling with Thanksgiving. We're going to give out some plays early in the week. And I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb, 70+ receiving yards on Thanksgiving at -142. Now, it's like an up and down year. He's kind of struggled. George Pickens is the guy who's eating in that offense. That being said, CeeDee Lamb has still had no issues going for 70+ receiving yards in the majority of these games. Yesterday was an awful look. He drops a touchdown pass, and it could have been a better throw out over the DB, but he ends up dropping the football and then is screaming at Dak, throwing a tantrum on the sidelines, and it just wasn't a good look, as I said. I still don't think Dak feels any way about that and will still get the football to his best wide receiver. Him and Pickens have been eating. You have to pick your poison with those two, and it's not just all the attention going to CeeDee Lamb. Like, opposing defensive coordinators know what George Pickens is doing right now and how important that is to the offense. You got to pick both of them. Both of them are hurting defenses, and I think both of them, quite honestly, could go for 70+ in this one. But we heard Schottenheimer talk post-game yesterday, what's going on with CeeDee Lamb, the struggles, the drops, and all those things, and he immediately said CeeDee's going to continue to get his looks. Whoever we're playing next, he was basically telling the Chiefs, be ready, CeeDee Lamb's going to get the football.
Yeah.
I put some stock into that, and it's like, when we're talking about a wide receiver 3 or 4 who's on the field 40% of the snaps, maybe I would be a little cautious. This is wide receiver 1, a guy that's been on the field 100% of the snaps, unless he missed curfew the night before in Vegas. He's going to be on the field. There should be no issue with that.
He doesn't throw up in trash cans.
No.
The only part of that he pushed back on is the part that, hey, I hold my liquor.
I can hold my liquor.
Nobody caught me puking in a trash can.
That was
I
insane.
have I puked in trash cans? Many times. Have I puked in cardboard boxes? Yes. Have I puked in dumpsters? Yeah. But that's also why I don't drink anymore.
I don't drink at all, so I do a good job.
No,
holding
you're
it
on the
down.
right path, brother. Dude, I was thinking about it last night driving home from the concert. For some reason, I just started thinking about probably because everybody at the concert was drinking except for me. It's like I would not want to know the over under on the amount of money I've spent in my life buying alcohol for me, buying alcohol for shots for everybody at the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Buying alcohol for everybody we went out with, losing credit card roulette. I really would not want to know that figure, but I guarantee you, Beltway Ben, guarantee you, it's at least one semester for my daughter at Syracuse. Guarantee. And it might be a whole year. And that ain't cheap.
No.
I do not want to know that figure, but it would be if someone came back to me with that figure, you know what I think I would do? I think I would throw up in a garbage can.
There you go. Unlike CD.
Yeah. Do you think lobsters and otters get along? I'm gonna have to Google that.
I'd bet not. I don't.
You
know
think
enough.
no?
I would guess
Lobsters are crustaceans, and you think otters eat lobsters? Probably. I guess they both are in brackish water. Actually, I do know a little bit about
I was gonna say,
lobsters. I mean about otters. I don't know that as much about lobsters, except they're.
We need to know more. We need to know more about lobsters
I'll look
on
it
the
up.
show.
I'll look it up. Look,
No,
we
I'm
could start
saying-
having.
I'm saying we need to see
could-
more lobsters on the show in general because we
Oh,
haven't
that
seen
we
many.
do. Yeah, and this guy
Huh.
hasn't made an appearance.
Yeah,
This
what was
guy
that?
isn't-
October last we saw him.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. All right, overtime for me. It's funny how this works sometimes. I'm on a very similar bet to you, Beltway Ben, in that same game, and I wanted to give it out early for the same reasons. Rice over 70-plus receiving yards and the Chefs to win that game at Dallas plus 180. Look, Rice has had at least 7 targets every game he's played since he's come back. Since he's come back, Rice has 47 targets. Nobody else on the Chiefs have more than 35. Yeah, that's Kelsey. Rice has 34 receptions since he's come back. Nobody else has more than 26. That's Kelsey, but that's a big difference on that sample size. Difference of 8 receptions over anybody else on the team over the span of basically 5 games. And one of those games, when he came back, he didn't have his legs under him, and it was a blowout, so they didn't throw the ball in the second half. Dallas is allowing 9.8 yards per attempt to wide receivers. Dallas is allowing a completion percentage of 69.3 throwing to wide receivers this year. The Chiefs can't push the ball down the field, but 70 is not a high number. Rice is a yak monster, and Andy Reid is scheming it up for him to get his 10 to 12 targets all over the field. Dallas's secondary doesn't tackle well. Dallas's defense is improved. The pass rush is improved, but the Chiefs in desperation do or die mode. I don't know what they do in the red zone. God knows they couldn't get me a passing touchdown yesterday, but a Dallas team that's allowed 150 or more yards to wide receivers in 4 of the last 5 games on short rest. If Mahomes throws for 275 to 300, which you would think he probably does, and if half of that goes to receivers, then you're telling me that Rice can't get slightly less than half of that 150? So that feels good to me. And look, I know all the numbers about Dak, right, last week, and why my Eagles money line lost, because Dak never loses to teams in the division at home. That's fine. Beltway Ben, the last 15 times Patrick Mahomes has faced an NFC team on the road, he's won 14 of them. And I just think Kansas City's defense is good enough. I think as much as Kansas City has struggled on the road this year, I'm aware of all the home road splits. I know what happens in the red zone when they go on the road. I know what happens on third down when they go on the road. But I do know this. They're averaging over 5 yards per carry on the road this year. And I think there's still plenty of room for them to run between the 20s, Rice to get his 12 targets, Rice to get his 70 yards, and Kansas City to be 1 point better than the Dallas Cowboys. So Rice, 70-plus receiving yards, and the Chefs to win the game, plus 180.
Yeah, I got a few different plays. I was trying to make sure we could get them in here. As always, I wanted to go to a few NBA, and then we have our right around plus 100 that we always run for standalone games like tonight. So we'll start here with that one. the plus 100 we're going with. And Bryce Young, 175 plus. I take him down there. I still think he clears 200, but just for this, we're taking him to 175. George Kittle, 30 plus receiving yards. And then Jalen Coker, 20 plus receiving yards, plus 125. Take Coker's number down by 10 yards. I think he has 1 to 2 catches at least that result in 20 yards. I think he goes over his regular number, as we know. George Kittle, it's been Purdy's favorite target since he's been there together, and they work together pretty well. Kittle's a smart tight end, and we know with tight ends the success that they've had against Carolina this season. And then Bryce Young, 175 plus. Jason broke it down earlier. We both really like Bryce Young here against a defense that's allowed a lot of passing yards, and they can take the run away. You're going to have to throw the football. And Bryce Young, last week, they needed to throw the football to get back into that game and figure it out. Bryce Young had no issue with that. So I think they trust him. He's growing by the day, and they're 7.5-point underdogs. Do I think they lose by that many points? Probably not, but if they're down, that's good for us. Pick up a lot of garbage time throwing the football, and they'll do just that. So again, Bryce Young, 175 plus passing, George Kittle, 30 plus receiving, and Jalen Coker, 20 plus receiving, which you can get a plus 125. Now, 2 NBA plays by themselves will go Zion Williamson. We usually have the red card, yellow card. Zion cashed for us early in the year. He didn't cash for us last time, so we're not on yellow card watch just yet.
He doesn't rise to the level of that.
Yeah. Right. So no, I feel comfortable going with him here. I know we just went with him the other night, and then he sat out the following game. Now he's back tonight against the Bulls team, who's allowing the second most points per game over their last 6 and the most rebounds in the NBA. Now, Zion's going to be aggressive. He's going to be taking the ball to the bucket. The Wizards, we saw how much success they had. And Vooch spoke post-game that he was frustrated. Nobody on that team looked like they really cared what Vooch was talking about. They were happy to beat the Wizards by 2 points. A lot of frustrations going on there, but they're not playing good defense. Their offense is what's keeping them in games, and I don't see the adjustment happening in just one matchup. I think we're going to see Zion aggressive to the bucket, aggressive on the glass. Could it be like a 22-10 game? Yeah, probably, but I think he gets close to 30 points tonight. I don't know that he'll only play 28, 29 minutes where he's been. This could be one of those games where we see him get into the 30s. The Pelicans don't have that first-round pick next year from the Derek Queen trade. They're not trying to lose games. They want to win these games. And in this matchup against a team, the Bulls are one of the only teams right now that the Pelicans, with their injuries and stuff, I think can beat straight up. So I do like Zion over 31.5 points and rebounds at minus 112. And then we're going to go with Bam Adebayo, 10-plus rebounds at plus 110. Shop around, you can still find it. He's facing the Mavs, who are allowing the third or second most rebounds per game over their last 6 matchups. They have 2 bigs. You have Lively. You have Gafford. However they want to play it, I do think that we're going to see Bam aggressive inside with whoever's on the court. I mean, when they do shuffle some of these bigs in, they have a number of bigs who just cannot shoot the 3 that allows Bam the opportunity to kind of pack it down inside and grab some boards. He's always aggressive on the offensive glass. I do like Bam Adebayo for 10 boards tonight at plus 110.
Excellent. About way, Ben. Lobster before turkey. Let everybody know how it went yesterday. I'm not in the green. Got to get in the green. Hopefully back in the green tonight. Tomorrow, I guess normal time. If you want to go earlier, I'm good to go whenever you want to go.
Probably 12, I would say.
Okay. 12 tomorrow. Wednesday is normal. Right?
Yes, and then Wednesday night.
I thought we were going to go Thursday. Right. And then we're going to come around and do Wednesday night.
Off Thursday, but it's still a Thursday show. Wednesday night's a Thursday
show. Wednesday night. Do we know what time? Do we know what time on that?
I play basketball 7 to 9.
Okay. So like 10:30 or 10? How far is basketball from your house? The people want to know more about that way then.
Well, I'm just going to it's in Dundalk. Our studio's in Towson. I'll just go straight to the studio because it's a little bit closer to my house. So I would say shoot for 10:30 Wednesday night if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. You want to come to my house instead of the studio?
No, it's fine. Because I'm going to leave my stuff up.
It's going to be open? You're going to be able to get in there?
Yeah. The key card works anytime. I've known from having to go in there at 2 a.m. for the morning show.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to leave my stuff in there because we're doing Friday morning. Our show is 10 to 12 Friday. So we're going to do extra early Friday morning. Probably
okay. So
9.
So like 10:30 Wednesday night. That'll run through Thursday. And then what did we say? 9:30 or 10? What time you want to do Friday?
9 at the latest.
9.
Because
perfect.
Our show's at 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Or we can do it earlier. I'm good with whatever.
Okay.
All right. We got you guys covered all week. Beltway Ben's still crushing it. I'm still Scheisse. I'm Scheisse owns NFL Sundays. I guarantee you, if you filtered out NFL Sundays, I'm freaking. I bet you I'm way. Dude, I don't even want to know. I kind of know because it's affecting my budget. But
also
if you took out NFL Sundays, dude, Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
I maybe early in the week plays, because like some of the early in the week plays come back to bite us. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Some of the look aheads that we do big parlay wise. But
yep. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys want to send us emails at wannabetwithus@gmail.com. We love reading them. We're going to have mail time. We're going to come up with a theme for workshopping.
I'll have the stickers done at some point today. Send it over to you. Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll put the stickers on the red cards and yellow cards, and we'll get this new laptop eventually. So there we go. We will see you guys tomorrow at noon. Good luck tonight.